but I'm sitting here waiting to get loaded for my next run. I figured I'd do a quick video real quick, talk about the Decatur terminal because this is Thursday. On this Throwback Thursday, you know, one of subscriber was saying talking about Atlanta or Georgia really. They're saying like everything in Atlanta sucks. The basketball team sucks. The baseball team sucks. The football team sucks, and the Swift terminal sucks. So I had to chime in. You know, the Braves just won. You know, the baseball championship. So obviously this guy didn't know what he was talking about baseball, but maybe he had a bad experience. Maybe he had a bad experience with the Swift terminal there. So I just want to because everybody has an opinion. If they've been there, they had to entitled to their opinion and how it affected them. So I just want to share my you know what I mean, my thoughts about it. You going back out? You going to Miami?
No Miami today.
Okay. So yeah, let me walk down here real quick. That way I can talk to y'all in private a little bit. You know, sometimes it's good to keep what you do solo, private. Everybody need to get your business what you're saying. Because some people go back, like I said before my last video I did, some people go back and report what you're doing and what you're talking about. And we don't need to go through all that, do we? But anyway, so yeah, when I was in, so the guy said he had an issue with the people there, with some of the staff there, and it's like me when I went to certain terminals. I'm sure if you've been to those terminals, you probably had a better experience than I did. Some of the terminals that I've been to, people there are real shitty. But you know, I enjoyed going to the Decatur terminal because for one, it's close to home, and number two is like I got people there. I have family there in the Georgia area, friends, classmates. So you know, I reached out to some of them and hung out with a couple of them one time when I was there. But for the most part, when I was there, I was pretty much on my own. But they had people there, like people who did. One of the guys there was on a dedicated account, a Costco dedicated account, and he would come there and he would cook and he would mind sharing. You know, like he's a Jamaican guy, and he would share this one day he cooked some fish. It smelled up the place, but it tasted pretty good. So, for the most part, I didn't have. The only bad thing I can say about that terminal is the parking, man. The parking sucked. The parking wasn't that good, you know. It was pretty crowded because Atlanta is a busy area, so it's a lot of business. But and that was one of the problems. That's something they need to fix there. Besides that, as far as I was actually trying to get switched, but I live in Florida, so Ocala had to be my terminal. People talking about a bad terminal. As far as my experience, I'm gonna say my experience. The MIDM. I don't know if it's been a while, so I don't know if he's still there. But he was trash. He was garbage to me. But I actually saw him. One day I just popped up there, and I actually saw him talking to one of his drivers, and he was talking to him, giving him advice, and telling him what he needed because he had just started kind of like me. He had just started, and he was sharing things with him about what he needed to do and giving him advice about the truck, and just being like showing support and showing doing the things you should do when somebody just started, you trying to help him out. But with me, he wouldn't do none of that. He hadn't done none of that. And like I said before in my other videos, he would, if I was in Atlanta and I had a good route, going somewhere like, you know, getting some good miles and everything, he would take me out that route, put me on a crappy one, going up the East Coast, like towards Pennsylvania or whatever. And you know, like I said from my other videos, if you get a route like that, then it's hard to get out of those places. You know, you don't want to be. Plus it's snowing. Like during that time when I started, it was still cold. It was getting cold, and it was starting to snow and stuff. You don't want to be in those areas during that time. Because even with my mentor, I was telling him we were leaving from Georgia, going up the East Coast, and I told him that it was snowing. And when they said it was gonna get snow. He said, "Oh, we'll be all right. We'll be all right." It was a good old boy from Yulee. If you know where Yulee, Florida is, it's a little country town down in like by Jacksonville. That's where he was from. But yeah, man, Decatur. I can't really say much. I can't really say much bad. I can't really besides, like I said, besides the parking, and a lot of the restaurants are close by. You know, you're right by Atlanta. You know, you catch your Uber or Lyft somewhere. You know, if you want to do your reset there, they have places you can stay. You know, you can visit Atlanta. If you have family or friends there like me, you can reach out to them and holler at them. So you know, when the people see like the people, even one of the DMs there, she was talking to her. She was a chick, a lady, a woman. She was talking to one of her drivers, and she was seeming like she was real cool, real laid back. And, you know, so I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe he had a bad, like I said, people have bad experiences. Everybody have it. Just depends on where you're going. People get treated differently depending on who they are or what kind of vibe they give off. I don't know. Maybe a person was having a bad day. Like I said, even with me, but I had been to that terminal near Pottsville in Pennsylvania a couple of times, and I got the same vibe both times. So I can't give people the benefit of the doubt with that situation because I've been there multiple times, and the same thing occurred. So I just say it's a crappy terminal, and I would want to, if I was driving for Swift, I would want to go that way. I would want to go that way. I think the best accounts rather are the dedicated ones, like the Walmart. Like I said before, the Walmart, the Costco, even even with the Decatur. If you're in Decatur, if you come driving out of that terminal, they got Costco right there in College Park. Look at this truck here. It's a nice little truck. But yeah, Decatur is not Decatur, but College Park is right there. So you could, and I ran out of the Costco. I ran out of the Costco for a while. So you know, it's good. And like no complaints out of my mouth. Like I said, I enjoyed it. That one, well, yeah, but by far, I love the Memphis terminal. I love the Memphis terminal. I had a good time. When I went to Memphis. Like especially the terminal manager there. When I was driving, he was real cool. So shouts out to Memphis. You know, the people there, even the staff. But I guess it's because I guess one of the bigger terminals and the bigger locations. You know, they gotta be on point. They gotta have a good staff. They gotta have a good vibes because they putting out so many drivers and they cover so many locations. Hey, welcome. They cover so many locations, so they have to be on point. But I wouldn't, I wouldn't bash the Decatur terminal. But if you have anything about any other terminal, cause I've been to a lot of them. I didn't like when I was driving with the road. I didn't like sleeping in the rest stops or the love stops. If I could find a terminal close by to the area I was gonna be in, I would drive to that terminal, hang out there for the night, and chill out because that's just me. You know, I had a bad experience in New Hampshire, and I kind of deterred me from trying to stay at some of those places. So I did my best if I could to find a terminal nearby, depending on where I was going. I'd have been to Gary, Indiana, you name it. I probably been to that terminal, Wisconsin. So anyway, I just figured I'd chime on to come on and talk a little bit about Decatur. Like I say, I had no issue with Decatur. I think that's one of the terminals that I actually like. Memphis is my favorite, but if you can't, if you're in Florida, stay away from Ocala. But anyway, I'm just talking trash. I guess everybody has different experience. You know, the best part of my experience about the best part about me going to that terminal is when I first started, and after that, it was all crap. But I made it. You know, I can't complain. I won't complain. So anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, share if you want to, and give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on how you feel about it. And like I said, I'll see you. You be safe, you be blessed. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're gonna go, and you never know when they're gonna go. I've been messing up on that part this is something I like to say, because it's the truth. You know, kiss the people you love, because life is short. So you be safe, you be blessed. Like, subscribe, comment down below if you want to, and I'll see you next video. I'm out.